The plagues have all occurred and all the slaves are free. They've gone toward promised lands with Moses in the lead. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts would once again raise up their ugly head. Across the wilderness, many thousands leave their past of slavery to Egyptian kings. The worst one was the last. When Pharaoh realized he'd be judged the one who failed, he mounted up his chariots and went after those that he once held. We're getting close. We're getting close.
Should have just played. Let's try again here.
Take two.
Gary, can you get to it?
Are you kidding? We're going out on... Well, this would be embarrassing. Oh, we're not on camera, though. Hey, Garrett, turn on YouTube. We're modulating. What's that one? Staff of God. Oh, yeah. Just, really? It's called egg whites then or something. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts were sick. Hard hearts once again raise up their ugly head. Test toss. Oh yeah. Hello. Good morning. Hello. I've got to show you all this comic that I saw a couple of nights ago too. Did you want to talk about anything just so you could hear us, or the song in particular? I saw a comic the other night that just I laughed my silly head off, and he wasn't. That's too crazy. That's too crazy. Well, once we get to 1,000, don't we get some money? But there's no video, is there? There's video? Wow. But you hold it. I'm not in it. I'm not in it at all. Yeah, I'm hiding. Good. I'm hiding. Because who was that masked man? Yeah. That's too cool. How modern we are. Do we have to pay for this time? Yeah, kids have such much fun. We need to have as much fun as the kids do. Okay, Reverend. Oh, yeah. He's running with it right now. Have all occurred, and now the slaves are free. They've gone toward promised lands with Moses in the lead. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts would once again raise up their ugly head. In the wilderness, many thousands leave their past of slavery to Egyptian kings. The worst one was the last. But when Pharaoh realized that he'd be judged that failed, he mounted up with his chariots and went after those that he once held. The slaves that were the last to leave could clear the chariots first. They didn't have to look behind, make them fear the worst. They cried, "There's the slaves against the..." I've got so many words written down here, it's hard to see what I've got written down. Yeah, I've got to work on how exactly I want these things to all go ahead. But how we could do the chorus, though, what we would want to play, so I could have a Moses raised the staff of God, lead us to be free. We have no protection, and it must be our shield. I mean, so whatever suggestions you all have there as far as a bridge, I mean, not as a bridge, but as a chorus line. Moses raised your staff. Have all occurred, and now the slaves are free. They've gone toward promised lands with Moses in the lead. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts would once again raise up their ugly head. Across the sea wilderness, many thousands leave their past of slavery to Egyptian kings. The worst one was the last. But when Pharaoh realized that he could judge the one who failed, he mounted up with his chariots and went after those that he once held. Of course. That could be it too. It doesn't necessarily have to have one. That could be the bridge. Somehow.
Where you play just the chords, you know, can you use that somehow?
Moses raised the staff of God and lead us to be free from all we have lost. We have no protection, and it must be our shield. We hear the chariots coming to stop us as we flee. Please, Moses, use the staff of God, protect and keep us free. Well, scribbled. I mean, oh, just like we did there a moment ago. The plagues have all occurred, and now the slaves are free. They've gone toward promised lands with Moses in the lead. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled. Yeah. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts would once again raise up their ugly head. Across the wilderness, many thousands leave the past of slavery to Egyptian kings. The worst one was the last. But when Pharaoh realized that he'd be judged the one who failed, he mounted up with his chariots and went after those that he once held. You're the song person here. Oh, yeah, all this. The slaves that were the last to leave could hear the chariots first. They didn't have to look behind to make them fear the worst. They screamed and yelled for Moses as they saw what lay ahead. The waters of the Red Sea now would soon lead to their death.
So, for this, is there a matching?
Yeah, that's what this is matching. This is the same thing. It was still part of the story, but still, it may be something that's cut out altogether.
Play it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I was rewriting some of this stuff tonight, even. But yeah, I think we got enough written out to. Once again in G flat. Sure. Chant in there, slave chant. Yeah, exactly. The Plagues have all occurred, and now the slaves are free. They've gone toward promised lands with Moses in the lead. Thousands of Hebrew families from Pharaoh's grasp have fled, but hardened hearts would once again raise up their ugly head. Across the wilderness, many thousands leave their past of slavery to Egyptian kings. The worst one was the last, but when Pharaoh realized that he'd be just the one who failed, he mounted up with his chariots and went after those that he once held. The slaves that were the last to leave could hear the chariots first. They didn't have to look behind them, as they would fear the worst. They screamed and yelled for Moses as they saw what lay ahead. The waters of the Red Sea now would grimly do their death. Moses raised his staff and said, that's where I'm changing.
Is that where it changes?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're doing exactly the right thing. And Moses raised the staff of God with 6 hairy chariots. And Moses raised the staff of God. Mm-hmm.
So either do another, like where he changes whatever. Either something or go back to this if you can. I know it's a repeat, but you see what I'm saying?
That would basically use this as a tag. I mean,
You can use that if you want to use.
mm-hmm.
Right, and it's not a conventional words.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, but if you don't, just finish that and use something completely different. And really, you don't have to.
Oh, sure. All right, we're just looking for ways to make the words flow with what he's the music right now.
So unless it's, but if there's something that you want to say, use that. But if not, you can use that.
Now, with that, we are on YouTube. I hope it goes 1 million hits, so so we can finally get paid a bit.
So you could do, if you did like that, you could do this, that, this new part, that again,
Well, it'd be just 4 lines down here, and then go back to that.
and then do like one thing at the end.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. That's what I got to rewrite a different kind of an ending to the whole song then.
Yeah, it's a good story, good song.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not he's a guy who,
He's a multi-dimensional character.
right, made all kinds of.
He's a Jimmy Stewart.
He had his brother sing for him.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
finish.
said I can't do it,
Mhm.
killed a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got mad hit around.
Yeah, then.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Oh,
That really
well,
is.
We're not going to the promised land.
And that's right now.
He probably was so old, he was so tired of it to begin with, he probably said thank you.